Yo, what's up guys? I am Seba and today I will show you some tips and tricks how I make my own hardstyle kicks. Let's go! If you are into hardstyle or you're even a hardstyle producer, you probably all know that we have a really large spectrum of different hardstyle kicks. I am working on my own hardstyle kicks for over 10 years already, and I really can tell you and promise you it was a really long way to get where I am today. And that's why I prepared now a little project where you can hear the revolution of my kicks from 2012 until today. Okay, let's start with one of my first, let's say, good kicks, because I already started with making kicks I think in 2008, but that's definitely not worth to show you. Yeah. I also added here like a really random screech that you can hear how it can sound with a screech. Screeches sound like that, and this is my kick from 2012. Well, it sounds already like a hardstyle kick, I guess. So let's check out 2013. You can hear already, I was experimenting here a little bit more with the distortion in the tail. It sounds way crispier than the previous one. Let's check what I did in 2014. Okay, this one is a more clear hardstyle kick, and I also think, as I can remember, it did pretty well with melodies. Let's check out 2015. Yeah, this one was one of the first kicks. I believe I was really inspired by the kicks from Zatox, and I tried to make this sucky tail like he always had in those days. And yeah, I was pretty happy with this one. So let's check out 2016. Again, a more crispy one. Still not there, I think. Still not there. Let's see what I did in 2017. Okay, this one is already sounding much more like the kicks in 2017, like people expected them, with the hollow punch and this tail. Yeah, I think it did pretty well, and I used that one, I guess, in yeah, it's even called Bram kick in my track with Bram Bunder, The Art of Being One. Okay, so let's jump over to 2018. Yeah, I think the tail is pretty clear and bassy, and yeah, definitely not a bad kick. Let's check out 2019. This was the main kick this one I made for chord 5 actually, and this is kinda a mix between a really raw kick and like a nice and clean hardstyle kick, and it did well for the album. It was sounding unique, I guess, and yeah. So now let's listen to yeah, one of my recent kicks that I'm using lately, often for melodies and stuff like that. To be honest, I really like this kick. It sounds really clear and bassy. So let's have a listen. You can hear that the punch is really in your face, and the tail is coming more at the end of the kick. So it got this bouncy effect. Let's listen to it one more time. Yeah, of course it's my recent kick, so also my favorite one. This was funny, right? There are not really rules or the right way to make your hardstyle kick. It's just really a lot of trying around, being patient, and sometimes you also just need really a bunch of luck to make your own unique hardstyle kick. In this video, I'm not showing you how to make a hardstyle kick from scratch, but I'm showing you some tips and tricks and some plugins that I'm using to make distortion, to make my punch powerful, and also how I add my reverb, which is also a really important thing in the kicks from nowadays. What's really important to have is a 909 kick drum machine where you can generate your own punches and 909 kicks. I'm personally using the one from Nicky Romero, the kick plugin, which I think it's really easy to work with. You can draw, for example, your own punch. You can decide how much attack you want. Or for example, the length of the punch, which sound like this. Yeah, as you can hear, it's a lot of playing around. I'm just doing some random things right now. And as I said before, it doesn't really matter what program you use or if you even take a punch from a library. As long as it sounds good and you're happy with it, that's the right way to go. Okay, and now about distortion. One of my favorite distortion plugins is Isotope Trash 2. I'm using that mostly. You can use it for so many things. For leads, you can use it for some effects on your vocals. And in this case, I'm using it for my kicks. Here's an example when I use some distortion on this punch. And now on this sinus wave. Okay, and now EQing. EQing is also a really important thing in the kick making process, because you're actually tweaking with the EQ the sound how you like it, and that's of course important. My favorite one is the Fab filter, and I think almost all producers are using that one. It's just easy to work with. Yeah, as you can hear, you can do a lot with the EQ already. So at the beginning of this process, I'm actually just putting out the frequencies that I don't like in it, and then just making the frequencies that I think are sounding cool, I make them louder. And now let's talk about some reverb. Reverb became a really important part of the hardstyle kicks of nowadays, and now I'm going to show you how I'm using reverb on my punches. So let's take again our 909, add some reverb on it, and you can hear already this is not sounding really good. So, but I still want to have the reverb sound. So what I'm doing, I'm taking one of these. You can see it sounds like this, one single punch. What I'm doing, I'm just recording this punch with the reverb. And then I'm having my wave here. Okay, so the next step, I'm reversing this whole wave. It's sounding like this. So what we want to use is this part. We don't need this reversed punch actually, we just need the reverb of it. So I'm dragging this here to this part and loop it. Sounds like this. And now I'm taking the pencil and draw the volume line how I like it. Okay, this can be a little bit louder maybe. Okay, and now let's check it out with the 909 punch from which I created this stem with the reverb. First I need to mute it again. Okay, let's check it out. You can hear this is sounding already really cool, much cooler if I would just add this reverb on it. Because this is just sounding messy. And here I have the full control over this reverb part. If I would add now a low bass, it would already sound a little bit like a gated kick. So I showed you now all these small steps. This is just the beginning of how to make a hardstyle kick, but I don't have a final kick after this. Now the playing around starts, a lot of patience, and then you can like take all these little pieces of the puzzle, put them together, and maybe you get a good hardstyle kick. Let's check out one more time my recent kick, how it could sound. And you can hear here clearly that I've done the same thing with the punch, with the reverb. I just made exactly the same process, and then I tweaked it how I liked it. And for the tail, it was a big mess to EQ it and distort it the way it is now, because it's really a lot of filtering around and playing around, putting out the wrong frequencies, and yeah, making things right, it just takes time. I really suggest to you guys to be really patient when it comes to the kick making process in hardstyle. It's simply impossible to learn this process overnight, and I know there are a lot of kick samples all over the internet that you can just download and they are ready to use, but in my opinion you will never get your own unique sound and hardstyle kick if you're not designing it yourself. I hope I could help you guys a little bit out with this video. You need to make sure to get part of our Discord community. We have a lot of pizza and pasta there, and we also have a channel there called Producer Zone where you can drop your tracks for feedback and help. Once again, follow your dreams, be patient, and just keep on going, and then I'm really sure it will work out for you. I hope to see you the next time. Ciao!